First, I want to say I'm very delighted to be here this morning to give a presentation on what I have been doing for some time. So because of limitation of time, I'll be very brief. I want to give a presentation on how a county government can meet its planning and development challenges using GIS. And I'll be using my own county where I'm an elected governor. To be able to use any technology in any governance system, you need policy and legal framework. So in the case of Kenya, we have been able to do that. In Kenya, we have two types of governments, the national government and the county governments. The two governments are distinct, but they are interdependent. We have one national government and 47 county governments. I happen to be a governor of one of those 47 county governments, and my county is called Vihiga County and is in Western Kenya, north of Lake Victoria. To be able to use geoinformation in planning and decision-making, as I said earlier, we need legal framework. In Kenya, we have been able to do that. And thanks, when we were formulating the Constitution, I was a member of Parliament, and I was able to influence drastically on this issue of the use of geoinformation in planning and decision-making. So we have a very comprehensive legal framework, both at the national level and the county level. We also need to have very vibrant institutions to be able to promote the use of geoinformation. So in Kenya, we have quite a number of institutions that have specialized in geoinformation. Among the institutions, recently, we have created the Kenya Space Agency. And thanks, I was still also in the Parliament, and it was very crucial to be able to inform the government why it was necessary to create Kenya Space Agency. Also in this arena, we have a lot of private agencies that are promoting geoinformation. And in Kenya also, we have so many international institutions that use geoinformation. We have Aircraft, International Agroforestry, we have UN Habitat, we have United Nations Environment Program, we have Esri, International Livestock, and so on. You can name so many of them. Lastly, you need a vibrant IT sector. And Kenya is one of the countries that have a very, very vibrant ICT sector. And we have comprehensive ICT policies which actually promote this. Equally, we have a very strong ICT infrastructure. So we have things like fiber optics, 4G mobile telecommunication technologies, and we have a lot of innovations. Let me go to my story. I think you have heard who I am, but I'll summarize my story probably in 1 minute or two. So who am I? I'll not talk about my technical part. I'll talk about my political and my current. Prior to being elected as a member of parliament in the year 2008, I had spent more than 20 years working as a geoinformation specialist with a bias on remote sensing. And I was instrumental in the setting up of the a fully-fledged institution in Kenya dealing with the geoinformation and remote sensing. But from 2008, I chose to go to parliament for one reason. We proposed as technical people so many policy changes and many other issues, but we were not able to do it. So I chose to go to parliament so that I could make it. And I'm happy I did, because I made a lot of challenges. So between 2008 to 2015, I was a member of parliament, and I played a very crucial role. And when the ranking of MPs were done, who performed best in that period, I emerged the best MP for that period with a score rating of about 80%. And I want to assure you that I used GIS in all my programs, particularly the development agenda in my county. Now to my county, which is Vihiga County, where I'm a member of parliament, where I'm now the governor. I was able to win the election last year to be a governor because I used GIS as a campaign intelligence system. And I was able to use this system to win the election. And I want to thank Esri and Airbus, who are able to avail some of this information to me. As regards election, I used GIS to map all the voting stations and the terrain, DEM, to be sure how my transport systems will work. And in the whole analysis, it came clear to me that there were many areas where we had so many voters, but my competitors didn't know those areas, and they were not able to visit them. And I mapped them, and I was able to concentrate on them, because majority of my competitors concentrated in capital cities, in markets and towns. I went in the rural, and I won the election. And I became the governor. And being a governor, you can see you have put in a very, very powerful seat where you have to deliver what you have promised. So having been given a seat, that's what I got. And the first was to have my cabinet to decide what we should do. And the first thing was we needed the information and geospatial and allied technologies and socioeconomic data to be able to do what we wanted to do. I needed to undertake transformative interventions. And to do that, I needed GIS. I needed transformation that will bring social impacts, because during campaign, I promised people what I was going to do. So to be able to do that, I have been able to use the 3 I's framework. Have the information, use the information for interventions, and target impacts. So in my county, we have developed the community development information system at a community level. We have developed constituency development information system, and then county development system. At the county development information system, we have been able to use remote sensing, high-resolution satellite data, and again, I want to thank Airbus for donating this data to me. And out of that, we have been able to develop so many county development information management systems, which I don't think I want to go through it. You can look at it later on. But those are the systems that we have developed, or we are in the process of developing, particularly the ones in the red, and these are very crucial for my performance as a governor. Let me give you some of the few examples, like road networks. We have identified road networks that need to be developed to bitumen standard or tarmac standards. So we've created all the information that is required and how to plan using GIS. Some of those roads have been done at the detail using DEMs. We have also used the same data, GIS and satellite data, high-resolution satellite data, to do a lot of agricultural mapping farmers, and being able for us to be able to give them agricultural inputs, subventions, and so on. So that's some of the data we get from the farmers, and using that data, you can be able now to map all your farmers, know them by name, and know what their requirements are, and be able to give them agricultural inputs and other subventions. And we've developed very detailed data. So in agriculture, this is the type of system we have developed, County Agricultural Management System, which looks at the production, delivery, and the marketplace. We've also used both the high-resolution satellite data and GIS to map issues to do with reforestation. For example, in this case, we are changing from growing eucalyptus to introducing bamboo. So we have mapped where the eucalyptus are, and we want to change from eucalyptus to bamboo. So this has been able to do that. We have been able to do that. So what are our lessons that I have learned in the using geoinformation technologies? Legislation is very important. It's very key if we have to use geoinformation as a tool. We need to have facilitative policies as required, including the GIS and NSDIS policies. We need a well-thought, structured, integrated GIS system that serves all the sectors to ensure that all the sectors are all integrated. We need to come up with one-stop geospatial technology service that integrates all these things. And you can all do all these things using ArcGIS and many other softwares. And finally, and most important, you need a champion. If you don't have a champion to push this, particularly in the government system, it will not go through. And I'm lucky that I have been able to be in the decision-making where I have been able to influence both the Constitution and all the other laws. I want to take this opportunity to thank Esri for the support they have given me from the time when I was a student in 1984. I was one of the first students to be in Esri Redlands, learning GIS from transparencies to where we are today. I want to thank also Airbus for the effort they have made to donate some of the high-resolution satellite data, and finally to Locate IT, which is a local department in Kenya, company in Kenya, which is doing a lot of geoinformation work. Thank you very much. I wish I had more time. I would have given you more interesting stories, but this is what I have for now. Thank you.